We just kind of kicked things off this morning and pulling in our inner fenders because we have huge gaps on the hood, or we had, right? Can we say that now? We had huge gaps, but we want to pull it in just a hair more. Just a hair. Yeah, so unfortunately, when I ordered my Anvil auto hood, it did not get here as quick as we wanted it to. I ended up getting an Advanced Metal Direct AMD hood. That was a 2-inch cal. We put it on. We saw the gaps were pretty big, and we basically said before paint, we'll deal with this after, which may have been not the best of options to do, but it's what we did. Now, when we got the Anvil hood, we laid it on and we realized the upper gaps here were just about perfect, but the gaps down below were literally like 3/4 of an inch. I mean, you could put a whole finger in between. It was not pretty. So we made some adjustments. We shimmied and adjusted quite a few things, and yeah, it's sitting way better than it is, but I think we're gonna try to get it in more. But right now, we wanna get the lower, basically the whole front end lower piece on, because we want this side to be where it's gonna be on the bottom of the front fender. So that way, if we need to pull in the tops, we're already getting the proper tension down low. So it's a little bit of a circus act in a way, but slowly but surely, right?
It is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we decided. Well, just not on the paint. No, not on the paint. So far, we have the lower valance in place, just held in place with a couple bolts right now. We're getting everything lined up. The one thing that I'm running into is some of the metal brackets and stuff like that. When we brought them back, they were laid loosely. I can't see. Can I see? Can't see. They were laid loosely in the back of the car, and the paint that we did on it got chipped up, which is really unfortunate. So I'm gonna take some black paint to these today, get them touched up so we can get them on the car and get the rest of the brackets. So obviously Heath just got the main center support along with the hood latch, and that's gonna support the center portion of the lower valance, so we know it's not sagging or pulling any which way it shouldn't be. And again, we got the bolts on the side. So I'm gonna do some time lapse. I'll set the camera up over here and see how we put this together, and I'll talk through aspects as we get it going. So let's get to it. So in all that time lapse, what you saw there was us putting in the old primer bolts we had used when we were prepping the paint, and I remembered I had new shiny bolts that are black and blend in, so looks way better in there. More better. I really like my car. I don't know. I just look at this. I'm at a loss for words at this point. You know, it's like you work on so much. Well, I mean, Heath worked so hard on that nose, refiberglassing it, getting the gaps. I mean, they're not perfect yet, but look at those gaps. I wish my hood gaps looked like this. I mean, that thing is nice. It looks good. So this is the Custom Works nose. It does not fit right out of the box.
Nope.
It did require quite a bit of work to get it to fit our front OER nose. But as you can see, I think it was well worth it. So my goal was to eliminate the big metal RS piece that sits in there and kind of takes up the grill, and have as big a grill that would fit in there as possible. Now, I'd love to create a custom grill for the front of this car, and I might still attempt to do that. But I think with what Heath has done with the factory parts that we had, that is an aftermarket centerpiece. It's a metal piece instead of the rubberized one. I think it just looks really good. Now we gotta get headlights in to really complete the front look, but that thing is looking good. I'm really happy with where it's at. So there's a lot of work to do still on the hoods and the hinges and all that stuff. So we got to iron that out. We got to iron the hood gaps out. I don't know what the answer is to that right this moment, but it does seem like it's going to be some additional work for sure. So we'll tackle that another day, obviously, but it's looking pretty good. Either or, I think that's it for today. Until next time, guys, see you on the road.